In this video, I'm breaking down every YouTube strategy that the top creators are using in 2025 because over the past 12 months, I've been studying some of the biggest channels on YouTube and I found that some of these strategies are making them millions of dollars. Whether they're running a coaching program, selling a service, or even selling a software, these creators have turned their YouTube channels into a sales machine. However, while some of their strategies make a lot of money, the other ones are kind of just for fun. So to save you the time researching which are best for you, I'm going to break them all down into 3 separate pillars. This way you know what they are, which creators are using them, and how well they grow a business. And we're going to start from the ones that are the most fun and then make our way down to the ones that are the most profitable. And the first strategy is going to be vlog content. If you've been anywhere on YouTube, you probably see Daniel Dalen blowing up with this style. So this is going to be stuff like POV, whatever you want to call it, day in the life type of content. And essentially, this is going to be strong for building awareness and loyalty to your brand, but it's not going to be something that's really like a high conversion source. You know, there might be some like casual mentions of the business that they run, like their mission and stuff like that. You might even be able to see like a little bit of behind the scenes, but at the end of the day, it's really just like framing their lifestyle as like the end result of working with them. If they're selling like a B2C offer, or if it's like B2B, then they pretty much are like not even speaking to the right audience. So essentially the conversions on this are going to be pretty low. People are just going to be watching for entertainment, mainly just people that are interested in your lifestyle, not necessarily buying your services. And a good example for like B2B scenarios is if you're posting, you know, vlog style content, like most of the people that are watching that are going to be consumers, the type of guys who want to get rich quick, depending on how you package the video, of course. But essentially, these are probably going to be the lowest conversion videos you could post, just because there's no really value in them and you're not really even talking about the business in general. Now, the next strategy is community Q&As or just Q&A videos in general. Essentially, these are going to be videos where you're literally just hopping on a camera with, you know, whether it's like a business partner, in this case, an assistant, and you're pretty much just going through like popular questions that maybe your audience asked you. I think this is a step up from the vlogs because you can actually give feedback to the community, build your brand a little bit stronger with more opinionated responses and questions. But once again, it's really just going to be mainly for like, you know, whether it's creating clips and shareable content, or it's just actually strengthening like your brand and the loyalty behind the fans you have, which might be solid if you're running like a B2C offer or like some sort of biz op. But if you're on the B2B side, like it's really not going to be that strong. It's going to be, once again, like a lower conversion rate because it's more like entertaining than it is problem solving. Like you'd see like this got 3.2 million views, but I promise you like most of them were not like opting into his like B2C funnel right after. It was more just like, you know, getting to know Iman Ghazi a little bit more and just like understanding, you know, his dynamic between him and his assistant, which some people might see as valuable. Some people might not care at all, really. But yeah, I would say this one is pretty much the second worst for conversions. Now, the next one is a behind the scenes strategy in the sense of like behind the scenes videos. And this is going to be similar to the vlog stuff, but it's going to be more around like day in the life of XYZ, like CEO, and like actually you during a business day, because most people, when they do the POV stuff, like they're traveling to like Italy, France, whatever. This is going to be specifically like your daily routines. I think this is a great example from Alex Ramosi, my 12-hour workday. And once again, it's really just to grow the brand, maybe like differentiate yourselves a little bit from competitors as you're sharing like what the business looks like behind the scenes. And even Ramosi himself though said that this stuff was pretty much a waste of time and like didn't lead to any direct conversion. So once again, it's really just a brand play. If you have like a B2C offer, you could potentially like throw in some like, you know, mid-roll call to action and get people into your funnel, but it's not going to be building enough trust where people are actually going to be spending like thousands of dollars on whatever you offer. Because at the end of the day, this is just lifestyle stuff, not really business education. Now, the next one is going to be something called a compilation. And essentially what this is it's piecing together a bunch of information from either outside sources or yourself, and then using it as a top of funnel strategy. And in this case, this video is from Marcus Jones, I believe his name is, and he's a YouTube strategist. So what he did is he pieced together a bunch of really high quality, like Mr. Beast advice and put it into a 10-minute video. He got 5.4 million views on the video alone. And I think that's actually something that's somewhat strong. It might not lead to like direct conversions because it's mainly for top of funnel stuff. It's a little bit on the lower effort side. So like you might be able to get people to the channel and start to like funnel them within like the rest of the videos you have, but it's not really going to be a main conversion mechanism because once again, you're not solving any specific problems, but it's really just good for like maintaining visibility, but really weak for like direct sales because you can get people to the channel, but you're not going to convert somebody within like one video just by saying like, here's what Mr. Beast is doing. Like if you want us to help you, or you're shoving some like B2C offer in their face. Like I still don't think something like this is going to work unless you're maybe selling like an ebook or something ridiculous. But yeah, once again, it's really just a top of funnel play to bring viewers into the channel, get them into the funnel and the ecosystem, but it's not going to be something that's mainly meant for conversions. Now, the next thing is going to be interviews and podcasts. This is going to be something that's a little bit more on the brand side of things and really just tapping into like new audiences, you might be able to repurpose this stuff to put onto short form content in like Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But I don't think this is going to be something that's like too high of a conversion as well. The only reason why I'm going to put it here in front of like compilation behind the scenes is because you can actually educate a lot in these videos. If it's a strong podcast, like I've listened to Hormozy podcast before and I've heard him drop some sauce, and it's stuff that like actually builds trust with the audience and like, can look into your brand, potentially get like opted into your funnel. So I think it can be strong depending on the podcast and the information presented within it. But the way that this fits in an actual YouTube strategy is going to be a little bit indirect when it comes to conversions. It's not going to be something that's like a high conversion asset, but it could be something that builds authority in the space, which, is always valuable for yourself, but not like a direct strategy. Now, the next type of strategy or video is going to be the reaction content. So this is once again going to be similar to that compilation stuff where it's like top of funnel content, bringing in viewers, but it's going to be like a step higher. So Instantly.ai does this really well. Essentially, they go and review like Alex Hormozy's lead generation strategy, or they break it down into like a step-by-step using Alex Hormozy's clips to like pretty much be the support and the evidence behind it. And I think this stuff's pretty strong because you can actually bring in top of funnel viewers, but you could show your expertise by taking something that's a little bit complex and a little bit hard to understand and making it into something that's actually actionable. You can even bring up your own results, the stuff that you've done, put in your own insights and pretty much your own lessons. I think that something like this is solid. It's not going to convert like super high ticket. I really like it for the SaaS situation. So they sell like a software. Like you can easily get people opted into whatever software you sell off something like this, in my opinion. Once again, it's not going to be super high ticket where you're slinging like $5,000, $10,000 retainers, but it's going to be a little bit of a stronger top of funnel content strategy rather than like the compilation. Like I think this is really low effort, not something that you want to put on like a B2B channel, but something like this is actually something I personally resonate with and I think can lead to conversions, maybe not right away, but down the line. Now, the next one is going to be review or comparison video. So something like Instantly versus Smart Lead, Clay.com review, and they're leveraging a specific tool and pretty much reviewing the whole thing or comparing like two side by side, which I think could potentially benefit, especially if you're doing like some sort of SaaS. So in this scenario, I think reviewing the tool specifically and just like talking through it is a little bit of like a lower effort thing. But if instead of just reviewing it, you actually go into how to use it specifically for like specific situations, I think that's where it can get really strong. So essentially what you could do is you could frame the video as a Clay.com review on the front half. You're talking about like what it does, how people can use it. And then you could maybe go into like the best way to use it. And then you could actually show people how to use it. So you're still leveraging that trend and like that trending tool, but you're getting people to understand what it is and then why there's one specific scenario that makes it like the best use case. And then show them exactly how to do it. So you take these people who are less problem aware and then you get them down to like a solution aware situation. So you take people who might just be there for the trend and then you actually educate them on the topic. So I think in that scenario, it could be pretty strong. Once again, I'm going to like this either way for like a high ticket SaaS, essentially because if you review your own tool, like if this guy was like getting affiliate deals or was even the founder of Clay.com, like 154,000 views on a video like this could convert well for that. But if you're doing some sort of like high ticket service, like you're an agency or like a coach, I would say like pivoting it as like a frame of like reviewing the tool and saying like the best case scenario and then actually how to implement it. This way you can give them some value and start to treat that as like a stronger like nurturing mechanism. Now, another top of funnel one is going to be trendjacking. I think Instantly AI once again does a great job of doing this. It's basically hopping on trends just to grab like quick like bursts of attention. And essentially you're going to funnel those newer viewers towards like evergreen business videos where you're actually going through in-depth value rather than just like reviewing like a recent trend. So like you could see these are only 5 minutes long, 8 minutes long, and he just goes through and pretty much like uses AI to find leads, which is valuable and some people can use it, but it's not going to be super in-depth where you're like kind of like breaking limiting beliefs and showing that you're a true expert on the topic, but it's going to be really strong for getting views because if you can hop on that trend early enough, like that thing's going to skyrocket. And in this case, like 237,000 views, that's going to be a lot of people coming into the YouTube ecosystem and being able to watch your other videos. So I'm not going to put this as super high conversions, but I'm going to put it in front of the others because it can be angled properly in a way where it's like super congruent to what you offer. So if you're using like DeepSeek to generate leads, like you can easily throw in a call to action where it's like, you're helping clients generate leads. And if you give a good amount of value in this scenario, you could probably start to get those higher ticket offers in there. Now, one of my favorite strategies I'm seeing creators use is going to be series type of video. So in this case, this is from Jordan Welsh. Essentially, he walks through a 4-episode series of helping this kid get rich. And it happens to be the same thing that he helps other people do, like starting their own store. So essentially, he documented the entire process. Episode 1 got 170,000 views. Episode 2 got 100,000 views. Episode 3 got 109,000 views. And then episode episode 4 was pretty much like the review of the entire thing, and it got 766,000 views. And I think this is really strong because if you watch it, I believe in each one of them, I know definitely in this one, he used a mid-roll CTA where he pitched his offer about halfway through the video because he's pretty much using this as a case study, right? People are watching him do the exact thing that he's helping other people do. However, this is just in person, obviously, but this is going to be a great way to build expertise, build trust, and that credibility factor because you're proving that you can actually help somebody go from 0 to whatever. I think you hit like 6K a month or something. But I love this because it's super strong as like a high effort case study pretty much. So it's going to be something that can get a lot of views because it's like a really unique video strategy, but it's also going to be something that's going to be strong for conversions. I think that this can be something that B2B creators can use, but it's going to be something that's stronger on the B2C side because usually those type of people are more centered around the platform and they're more on like YouTube as a whole. Now, another great type of video that I love to see is going to be tutorials because you're solving an immediate problem and then you can pitch your entire offer. So this is going to be something that's really strong for converting like high value prospects or, you know, selling higher ticket items because you could pretty much go through exactly what you help people do and go like super in depth, and people are going to, you know, watch that. They're going to trust you. They're going to try and do it on their own. They're probably going to fail and they're going to come back to your video and they're going to come back to your video, go through the process again, and eventually they're just going to book on your calendar. And another reason why I love this is because you have to really think of the type of people who are watching these tutorials. So somebody who's going to watch a video called how to create a killer Facebook ad testing campaign is going to be somebody who knows what a Facebook ad testing campaign, they want to create one, and they want to create one that's actually solid. So not a lot of people are going to be searching or even browsing for something like this. So when you stumble across those types of viewers, there are going to be some people who are actively looking for a solution. So they're already one step closer to booking a call with you before even watching the video. And then once you get in there and you walk through, you know, a 15 video showing them exactly what to do, bringing in social proof and proving that you're the expert, that might be all you need to convert them into a booked call or a lead magnet download or whatever the funnel looks like for your scenario. And then the last and most valuable piece of content that I see creators posting is going to be something that's a course / mini course, whatever you want to call it. So I think Brian did a really solid job here. Someone else is Jordan Bowen, who has like 5 million views on his drop shipping video. Essentially, it's going to be a full, super in-depth course where you're going through literally everything you know. So this is going to be great for selling like B2C offers and B2B offers because you're walking through your entire process in a way that is easy to consume and people can just watch it for free. But the reality is the people who, you know, watch like half of this and then give up are going to be the people who end up on the calendar. But this is essentially the ultimate trust builder because you're going through everything you know, you're including social proof, you're going through the entire process you use, you're showing them exactly how to do it, and that's going to be like a really solid way to build trust. But the reality is that most people aren't going to implement this stuff on their own. So what are they going to do? They're going to opt into your newsletter, they're going to opt into your lead magnets, or they're just going to go ahead and book a call with you immediately depending how the video is set up. But I think this is the most valuable piece of content because you can also continue to drive traffic from your other videos. So say you post like a shorter tutorial video, you post a series video, you post a trendjacking video, you could throw at the end of the video like a call to action where it's like, hey, if you want to see the full process we use, you know, you could watch this video. So you could take those warm viewers, throw them to this video. That turns into your conversion mechanism where they're going from, you know, lukewarm prospect over to this mini course that's an hour long, and they're pretty much going to be warmed up and realize that you are an expert on the topic. They're not going to want to implement everything themselves, and eventually they're just going to book a call with you, download your lead magnets, or pretty much just make their way down to the rest of the funnel. Now, those are 12 YouTube strategies I'm seeing the top creators using in 2025, but the thing is, only some of them are going to really help you book calls for your business. So if you want to see the exact strategy that we use to book a call with a 7-figure business for a client with only 28 subscribers, watch this video and I'll see you over there.